Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation. In this presentation we are going to be looking at the design and development of instructional media and materials. Your presenter is PLP Swallow. These are the objectives of this presentation. Basically, we are going to be able to identify the design process to follow in creating your own instructional materials. You should be able to design, plan, and produce different instructional materials. The process for designing instructional media and materials, we normally start the process with an idea or a problem situation or a learning need. Consider the audience or the learner. You need to be aware of the learner characteristics. It's very important. There are many issues including cultural contexts of the learners and other like individual differences within the group. You can read your module for more information about this. We continue with the process for designing instructional media and materials. At some stage, you may need to obtain assistance from persons who have special knowledge and skills relating to the materials being developed or on similar developed materials, in case you are not very conversant with such. These include computer experts, communication specialists, or instructional designers. We now look at how to design, plan, and produce different types of instructional materials. The process of visual design. This is one way of looking at some of the materials. The key design suggestions to consider for process of visual design include: what are the visual elements? What do you need to see in your media or material? What are the verbal elements? What comes out as verbal information? And which are the elements that add appeal to your media? Examples of visuals that you could design include graphic materials, text, chalkboard or whiteboard, and nowadays we have the interactive whiteboard. The whiteboard is a new generation from the chalkboard. We all know how the chalkboard works. The whiteboard, it is called a whiteboard as it is normally white. The labs out there, there could be green boards and other types of colors. One of the reasons being that not only can one write on it, but it can also be used as a screen for projection purposes. I'm sure in your classrooms you've seen some of these whiteboards. Special marker pens are used to write on the board and are easily erased. Make sure you used special whiteboard markers and not permanent markers, as these cannot be easily erased. This is our smart board. You can see that it looks like a computer. So basically you can have very good interaction with a smart board. We now look at PowerPoint presentations. This is an important part of presentations nowadays, as most people use PowerPoints. We also have slides like Google Slides, which are done online. You need to plan your content first. Use a plain background and remove any unnecessary detail. One idea per slide. Don't put too many ideas on one slide. Support the headline with a graphic evidence. Graphics are very important. Adding graphics helps students learn. Words mixed with graphics may help students to understand 65% of the materials, and only when words are used is about 38%. Another important part of this unit is designing of audio media. Here we look at the design and development of a podcast. A podcast is an audio blog a blog post created by recording your voice or other sound, uploading the recording to the internet, and publishing it on your blog. The first step, therefore, is for you to have created a blog. And I'm very happy that you are already in the process of creating your class blogs. If not, go to www.blogger.com to create your blog. There could be other sites for creating a blog, but in this course we are using blogger.com. What you need to create a podcast: a microphone. Now, here is not just a PC. You can create a podcast using a smartphone, or using the laptop, or a tablet, or your iPhone, etc. And you need some audio software. You need a hosting account to upload and store your podcast file. So if you already have a blog, then it will be useful. This is a site where you can get a free podcast software. It's known as Audacity. You can record audio using this free software. Now, when you are doing your instruction, you need to utilize materials. In this section, you are introduced to the different ways of utilizing materials during instruction. One thing to keep in mind at all times, however, is that appropriate materials selected for a particular task must be based on the objectives or what you would like your learners to achieve at the end of the lesson. General principles of media utilization. No one medium is best for all instructional purposes. The best choice of media depends on what type of media shows best the principle being taught. Sometimes the mix of media is better than using one media only. Media users should be consistent with objectives. You see, objectives keep coming back. Very important. Users must familiarize themselves with media content. In this case, you, the teacher, and learners as well. Media must be appropriate for the instructional format. Other principles: media must fit student capabilities and learning styles. Media are neither good or bad simply because they are concrete or abstract. Media should be chosen objectively rather than on the basis of personal preferences or bias. Teachers may be biased. Physical conditions surrounding uses of media affect significantly the results obtained. So you must read in your module for more information about this. How to utilize community resources in teaching. Communities and where your schools are based are in communities. You should be able to utilize resources. People could be a resource. People are a resource for learning, which consists of professionals and experienced groups. Activities that happen in communities: agricultural show, trade fair, gatherings. Be careful, as the activities in communities may be completely out of your control, because community-based things, sometimes you have other people control situations. Places are good as resources, so you could visit locations, irrigation projects, factories, markets, institutions. These are places which are a good resource. Objects as a resource. These are things that are found within the community which could be used to yield certain learning outcomes. Artifacts, specimens, etc. Motion media is important in this unit. You need to preview your materials. Video and while materials should be previewed for appraisal and selection. You must prepare the materials and equipment setup. Decide in advance how you will introduce the material and follow-up activities which you are going to include. Prepare the environment, the venue, seating arrangements, lighting and sound. This is very important. Prepare the learners. Let students see how the day's lesson links up with previously covered content. Stimulate curiosity by asking questions that students would like answered from the video. Clarify the objectives of the lesson. Mention specific things to look for from the presentation. If a lot of content will be presented, give students some advanced organizers. You can read more about advanced organizers in the module. Provide the learning experience. Let the students watch the video. Engage them in activities. Okay, so we've come to the end of this unit and the presentation. I hope that it was useful, and we urge you to read more from your module. Until the next presentation, I thank you very much. All right.